This is the new Sony XAV-AX5600, although it looks similar to its previous version AX5500. And looking in the box, we'll find this old school remote control, which I don't see myself using that too often. And also it comes with this 52-inch USB extension cord, main wire harness which has just a few wires labeled, not very helpful, steering remote control, microphone, and 4 ISO screws. Looking at the receiver, you may wonder why the body is so slim. Well, Sony claims that it will be helpful in hiding the harness down below. In the back we find dual USBs so you can have your phone connected, and also maybe a USB flash drive. But the most important thing, and a game changer I would call it, it's the HDMI port, which is a new thing for Sony. And unfortunately this unit supports only one camera, which is going to be the backup camera. The front features a 6.95-inch capacitive anti-glare touchscreen. And below it has a nice and clean brushed metal trim with physical buttons. Overall, it's a clean looking unit if that's what you're looking for. It's time for the boot time, and Sony claims has a very fast startup time, which is below 3 seconds, not bad. Same as the previous model, and it's probably the fastest unit on the market in terms of boot time. Unfortunately, Apple Carplay works only through the USB connection, and screen responsiveness seems like it's very similar to the previous model. Nothing has changed, and that makes me believe they built this unit with some leftover parts from a 5500. I was really hoping that the screen responsiveness is gonna be a little better than the previous version, but it's not super responsive. And a little bit laggy when things get busy on the screen, like having a lot of icons or a lot of graphic elements. While you're using CarPlay, you have a shortcut here. If you press the option button, you get access to the sound sources. That way you can easily switch between those without the hassle of opening the main menu and switch them from there. There is a shortcut as well for the bass option, and you have two options to choose from. This button will turn off your screen, and that will shut off the device. If you press and hold the option button, not gonna take you to the shortcut screen, instead will take you to the voice control or Siri for the Apple CarPlay. Home button gonna take you to the main screen, which is the main menu of the unit, and as you can see, it's pretty nice and clean user interface. That's what I like about Sony. They like to keep things clean. Radio app looks nice and clean as well, and you have 18 presets that you can save your best radio stations. Moving on to the menu, we'll make a quick stop to the Bluetooth, and you will not be able to use Bluetooth if you already have your phone plugged into the receiver. And to continue our little journey through the main menu, let's make a stop at the new feature HDMI, and I already have my laptop connected to it, and as you can see, you can use it as a mirroring screen or a separate screen. Basically, having this HDMI, it's a game changer. You can also mirror your phone screen with proper HDMI adapters. However, the resolution won't be higher than 720p. This is basically the only improvement over the previous version, having the HDMI port. Rear camera does what it's supposed to do, triggers the backup camera whenever you want to see what's going on behind the car. Weblink is another great feature that will let you use YouTube and few other apps. As long as you have this Weblink host app installed on your phone, you can find it in the App Store. The only downside of this feature is that it's requiring a wired connection. But once you have everything plugged up and ready to go, you will see this screen which has a few apps. YouTube is one of them and is the most important one because it will let you watch any video you want as long as the parking brake is engaged. Otherwise won't let you play the videos. But hey, there is a bypass for that as well. And if you are wondering how to bypass that parking brake, well, my best guess is just connect the parking brake wire to the ground, and that should do the trick. So overall, I had a good experience watching YouTube through WebLink. I didn't see any major bugs or issues, no glitches. Everything went smooth, and now I guess it's time to check the next feature of the WebLink, which is Cast. Basically, will let you mirror your phone screen to the receiver. This is how you do that. You pull up your control center and click on that recording option, and you should see in the list WebLink and start broadcasting. But if you don't have that little circle in the control center, you go in the settings, control center, customize controls, and that screen recording, it's on the upper list and has a red icon next to it. That means it should show up in the control center and you should be good to go. Now let's going back and try to mirror the screen to the receiver and see how that will turn out. I'm really excited for this feature. I expect to have a little bit of lag because usually these things, that's how they are. So here we go. This is the screen of the phone mirrored to the receiver, and as you can see, it has a little bit of delay, a little bit of lag. Going back to the main menu journey, we stop at the phone app, which is a basic phone app. Basically, you can call when you are connected through Bluetooth, and here is the contacts list. But it looks like it takes a while to load, so we'll move on and jump straight to the settings, general. And here you got the basic general stuff. Also for the rear view camera, you can select based on your installation. If it's on reverse, then it's gonna get triggered by the reverse wire being wired to the shifter, or normal by the backup lights. And here also you can adjust the parking guides, or you can turn it off if that bothers you. Moving back onto the general, scrolling down, and we see steering wheel control, where you can assign the buttons from the steering wheel to program them in what to do when you press them. Super easy to use. Going back to the sound, we have extra bass, which we've seen before in the shortcut. Equalizer with 10 band of adjustments and a few presets, also the custom presets as well, and option to turn off the subwoofer. And next we have the balance and fader, basic setting here. As you can see, I always like to do this. Has a little bit of lag when dragging that dot around, but that shouldn't be a big problem in my opinion. A crossover gives us a bunch of other settings for the high pass filters with a few frequencies to choose from, as well as the low pass filter. Pretty good options for this receiver. Sony likes to include those fine tune details as well. DSO, or dynamic stage organizer, just another sound effect that gives you an impression of having speakers on your dash, which improves the better sound staging, I guess. Volume settings will let you adjust navigation guidance while using Carplay or a phone call. It can be a sound difference which you can adjust. Phone call sound, you can choose which speakers to play your call, the front or the rear, and guidance during the call, or on and off. That will be helpful sometimes, I guess. Moving on to the visual, we have wallpaper, and we have 5 wallpapers to choose from, but also you can upload your own from any USB device as long as you have the wallpapers files on it. Dimmer and illumination will let you turn off the dimmer, or actually adjusting the brightness as well, which goes all the way to -5. That's good for driving on darker roads. You can decrease the brightness so that way it won't bother you. Illumination level and monitor, this will adjust the key illumination brightness. As you can see, has 5 options. You can turn them off as well. And for the Bluetooth, is just some basic options, nothing fancy here. So if you're in the market to buy one of those receivers and you're looking at this one, just you know, it's pretty similar to the previous model. I was hoping to see a high definition screen along with a wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. If you enjoyed this review, feel free to subscribe to the channel for more similar content and click like if you like the video. I'll see you next time.